What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about don't be this kind of friend. So I am going to be telling you guys a story that I never received directly. I received this story from my friend's girlfriend, but not to me. She told it to my girlfriend, and then my girlfriend told me. So essentially it's a little game of telephone between all of us, and now I'm going to be saying the story here because it's just honestly a really fucked up situation. Also, the SpaceX video might be coming out probably next video, maybe, I don't know. It's like halfway done, but everybody's already done this whole, oh, SpaceX is getting in NASDAQ. Well, I'll probably still release it, but it'll be a short video. Moving on though. This story is one of my friends did to another one of my friends, and I personally just think it's really fucked up, and it's not something that you should strive for when you're being a friend to someone. Essentially, my friend had lost his job, and so he wasn't working, and he lives with his girlfriend, so she also happens to be friends with my girlfriend. Like, we got together, and then a few months later, they started kind of having a thing, and then now they're living together. Regardless, this story encapsulates them. She told me this story from something that happened to him. We're gonna call him A, and she's gonna be AB, okay? So A is the dude, AB is his girl, and then we'll do C as my other friend, okay? So AB told the story to my girlfriend about what C did to A. She said, don't tell Poe. I know he's friends with him. I don't want there to be something or like him to look at him differently. But I just pretended like it didn't happen because we all actually hung out together, and I just pretended like I didn't know anything about what had previously happened. Start of the story, friend A got invited to do something by friend C, and he said, hey, I'll pay you $100 if you drive 2.5 hours out of town with me and go to this event. I'll bet you $100. And friend A was like, okay, alright, I don't really want to go, but for $100 that would really help me and AB take care of all of our expenses while I'm still applying to job. So of course he said yes. He goes with him. They spend like 4 hours out of town. It's a faraway destination, like it's a long drive. This event ends. By the end of the event, C only paid AB $25. And I was like, oh wow. So essentially he just lied to him, and this is why you should always, especially with friends, never give your relationship an obligation to money unless you're gonna fulfill it. Like, don't say something, especially financial, especially when someone is financially struggling, and then take it back and just try to let it be fine. That is not something you want to do to people that you're close to. I wouldn't do this with family. This is why you shouldn't ever borrow or promise money to friends or family, because it adds complications, especially if you end up not paying it back. So when I first hear this information, I automatically think, oh, maybe friend C did not make enough money at the event, and he thought he was going to make more money. That's why he promised the $100 to friend A, because he thought, oh, I'm going to make enough money here. It'll be all right. So I'll just give him some of it. So I was like, maybe that's the story from his side, and I would understand it. You still should pay off your obligations. You told him you were going to pay him to come. But it's a little more understandable if like you didn't make very much, and then you're like, oh shoot, I can't really afford it. So I'm just going to give him 25 because I can't afford to give him the whole 100. Whatever. It still makes it wrong, but it makes it more reasonable from friend C's perspective. They both came over even though friend A and AB didn't really want, like they wanted to hang out with me and my girlfriend, and then they realized that friend C was going to be there, and they were kind of hesitant, but then they still chose to come. Friend C, during this get together, we were just hanging out. He was telling me about this trip out to, he didn't mention friend A being there, but he was telling me this trip that he went on to this event where he made $1,000. So some of you, $1,000 might not be very much, but if you promised someone $100 to come with you, and you end up making $1,000, and you only give them 25 bucks out of that $100 that you promised, that's a really scumbag thing to do. The crazier part is friend C seemed to be also upset with friend A after they got into like a fight over it and everything else, which is crazy because he's the one that, you know, made the false promise. So I feel like that's not a justified position to get angry at, especially when you promise to give them 100. All you'd have to do is give up 10% of what you made at the event, and you would be able to pay off that obligation that you set up. I feel like the honesty and integrity as far as money goes is pretty important. especially with friends and family. And so you got to be able to keep your word. And the fact that he was unable to is just a really telling sign of maybe that's not a good thing. To, you know, if you or someone you know is like that, maybe you need to figure out a way to like help them be a little less like stingy with their money, we'll say. Anyways, that's all for today's video. I just wanted to tell a story and just, you know, tell people why we like this. We don't need to be like this. I would never promise someone money to come to something with me if I knew I wasn't going to be able to pay them off. Or just like cut their price down like 75% off what they said. That's just, I would feel like a douchebag for doing something like that. So it's crazy that they felt so comfortable doing this. And I'm still friends with them, and so is friend A as of now. But it's just a poor, you know, representation of character. So if you or someone else you know would do something like this, you need to work on yourself or help them work on themselves. With all that being said though, thank you guys for watching the video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.